Oh boy, look at this. It's what you've all been waiting for. It's part 2 of the Duelist videos. I hope all you Rays and Reyna mains are strapped in because it's your time to shine. In the last video, we talked about Duelists, what they are, and how to play them. And we also covered Jett and Phoenix. So in this video, we're going to be talking about Rays and Reyna. Let's start with the batshit crazy Brazilian herself, Raze. Raze is an interesting character. She's the only agent in the game where all of her abilities are damage based. His first ability is Boombot. It costs 200 and you get 1 charge. Boombot is essentially an artificially intelligent Roomba with a claymore on it. After you throw the Boombot, it will go in a straight line and run into walls, but if it senses an enemy in front of it, it will lock onto it, sprint after it, and try to blow up. If the enemy can't shoot the Boombot before it gets to it, it'll deal a lot of damage. Boombot is best used while trying to clear corners because it can essentially clear the corner for you. You'll know if an enemy is there before you can even see them. Raze's second ability is Blast Pack. They cost 200 each, and you can have 2 of them. Blast Pack is essentially a colorful C4. Pressing the ability button once throws the C4. Pressing it again will activate it. This C4 doesn't only do damage to the people around it, but also displaces them. You can either use C4 to flush people out of corners and corridors, or you can use it to get to high places like double boxes and heaven. Paint Shells is Raze's signature ability. This means she starts the round with it, and it's going to reset if you can get 2 kills. Paint Shells is basically just a grenade that explodes, well, paint shells. Paint Shells explodes twice. First, it explodes with one tiny explosion in the middle of where it lands, and then sends out little fuckers that explode on the perimeter of the original explosion. You will die if you get hit by all of it. Paint Shells is really good at flushing the enemy out and delaying them when they're attacking. But don't just use it right at the beginning of the round, because then you're not going to have it for when it's actually important. Raze's ult is called Showstopper. It costs 6 points, and it's basically a fucking bazooka. There's really not a lot behind this ultimate. There's no crazy strategy to using it, because it's just a rocket launcher. So, just shoot the ground near the enemy and they'll probably die. Tips for Raze. You want to use Boombot the way that you would use a Sova drone. Use it to check corners and to push onto sight. You really want to follow it into the fight and let it find the enemy for you. This is going to be your best entry fragging tool as Raze. Throwing paint shells up into the air can catch the enemy off guard. By throwing it high up in the air, the initial explosion will happen high up, but the second explosions will fall down at a delayed rate and surprise the enemy. Raze's blast packs can be used to get her up into the air so she can ult from a better angle. Throw them on the ground and then jump right before you activate them to give yourself a boost into the air. If you do this while ulted, you'll be able to fire down on the enemy from above. Oh baby, it's time to talk about the Latina vampire, my favorite agent, Reyna. Reyna excels at staying alive by herself and chaining multi-kills together. In my personal opinion, Reyna is the most fun character to play in this entire game. The combination of her heal and dismiss make for a really nasty duelist. Something to note when playing Reyna though, she has to be aggressive. More than any of the duelists, Reyna strives off of getting kills and being aggro against the enemy team. So if that's not your playstyle, I would stay off Reyna. Reyna's first ability is Leer. It costs 200 and you can have 2 charges. This is what some would consider Reyna's flash. The mechanic behind it is similar to Omen's paranoia. Anybody within line of sight of the eyeball will have their vision hindered. The main fallback to Reyna's Leer is the fact that it can be shot down. This is actually the main counterplay to any aggressive Reyna that you're playing against. If you see Leer coming out, just shoot it. You can actually shoot it before it even hinders your sight and catch the Reyna off guard. Reyna's second and third abilities are what set her apart from the other duelists. Reyna does not have a signature ability that she gets for free and resets after 2 kills. Reyna has to purchase her second and third abilities. They cost 100 each and she can have up to 4. Reyna's second and third abilities both consume soul orbs. Soul orbs are dropped when Reyna gets a kill on an enemy. The first way to consume it is with Devour. Devour heals Reyna. If she drops below 100, it'll heal her back to 100 and then overheal her to 150. The overheal is on a timer though and doesn't last forever. If you break line of sight with the orb while healing, the healing will stop. The second way to consume an orb is with Dismiss. Dismiss makes Reyna go intangible for a few seconds. The enemy can still see an outline of her though, so it's not like she goes full invis. Dismiss is super good for getting out of a sticky situation, like if you got an entry pick and want to get out before the enemy swings on you. Reyna's ult is called Empress. It costs 6 points, and it makes Reyna go sicko mode. While in Empress, you get increased fire rate, faster reload time, faster weapon equip speed, your enemies are highlighted, and you're granted full invisibility when you use Dismiss. You also get infinite soul orb charges, and you auto heal on kill. It's pretty fucking nutty. Tips for Reyna. While you're in Empress, you auto heal on kill. What this means is you always want to be using Dismiss every time you get a kill. This will put you in invis and allow you to reposition and catch the enemy off guard. You can use Leer to gather intel. Instead of swinging after you throw Leer, you can just throw it out into a corridor and see if there's an enemy there, because they'll definitely shoot it. Devour can overheal past 100 HP. You want to keep this in mind when you know there's multiple enemies around and you're going to have multiple 1v1s. This will help keep you alive in the long run. Well, that's it for Raze and Reyna. I'm going to be doing videos like this on all the different types of agents, so stay tuned. Thanks. Bye.